Welcome back to Adventures with Bam. I'm Brent Billings.
And I'm Maggie Billings.
And this episode has us celebrating a successful water excursion with a Christmas theme.
Whew, our first time on a boat with the boys.
Yeah. Specifically being on a boat, not necessarily being in the water.
They've been in the water. We're not terrible parents.
But Darius still doesn't love the water.
He did amazing on the boat, though.
He did great on the boat.
For context, Brent's mom, a couple weeks ago, was like, hey, I want to take us all on the Santa cruise in Coeur d'Alene. They've got these boats that load up with people, and you drive past some fancy Christmas lights, and then you go to a little island, and Santa's there, and there's, a little light show.
It's not really an island. It's just the other side of the lake.
Oh, I don't know. Darius or Torin, one of them called it Christmas Island.
Yeah. I don't know where that came from.
It's
that may be what they call it, but it's just floating. The other side of the lake.
Well, they said they called it the North Pole. They're like, we're going to the North Pole. The cruise calls it that.
Right.
But they're on some kind of floating structure. They're not on land.
There's like a boardwalk or something.
Okay.
Or a boat dock or something.
Sure. Anyway, so Santa's there, and you can put your kid's name on the list so that Santa's like, I have gifts on my sleigh for the following children.
That was a long list.
There
oh, my
were
goodness.
A lot of kids on the 8:00 cruise last night.
I could feel the guy reading him be like, oh, my gosh.
And people on our boat, giggling at unique names. That was funny too. But
I didn't hear anything too crazy.
No, nothing was.
Darius and Torin caught their own names. Well, I guess Darius did anyway. Did Torin hear his name?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Yep. He was like, why did that Santa guy say Darius and Torin? I was like, because he's got gifts for you, apparently.
Yeah, so they heard that, but 3 or 4 names before Darius's name, there was a kid named Kaiser. So Darius was like, oh, Kaiser?
Because so I don't know if we've talked before. Darius
I don't think we have.
I think he's sort of slowly easing out of this obsession, but since June or July, Darius's hard obsession has been German Shepherds. So, he was German Shepherd for Halloween, blah, blah, blah. Well, I think he got a book for his birthday called Kaiser, the Gentle German Shepherd, and it's based on a real dog. So to him, Kaiser, that's the name of this dog that he loves, and it's a real dog. So then he heard Kaiser on the list and was like, so
yeah.
Early in the cruise, pulling away from the dock, they have someone dressed up as the Grinch, who's as the boat's leaving, the Grinch is like, you're going to see Santa, and Santa's terrible, Christmas is terrible, and doing all this stuff, and you can see him out the windows. Torrin did not like that at all. He got pretty upset and was like, go sit down. I want to go sit down. I don't want to see that Grinch guy. And he said he was going to take my presents. I was like, he definitely did not say that. But Torrin understands the context of the Grinch is that he steals Christmas. So I had to remind him that the Grinch is not real. And even in the movies, when he steals Christmas, he brings it back. So spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the Grinch,
Gee.
It's called The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, but it should be called The Grinch Who Stole Christmas and then gave it back. Yep. Torrin didn't love that, but worked out all right.
In traditional Christmas fashion, we had an Italian dinner before going on the boat.
Is that traditional for us?
I don't know. We also got some gigantic cookies on the boat.
Oh, we just ate one of them moments ago.
Yeah, very unwise decision.
I think it was the best choice I've made today.
Yeah, well, I guess you can listen back to this recording in headphones and tell me what you think.
I have no regrets. I will dream about...
But you do have mouth noises that you don't normally have.
I think my retainer gives me mouth noises anyway, so...
I don't know.
I feel like I have a harder time saying S's. It's harder for me to not develop a little bit of a lisp. It's fine.
I would think, if anything, it would dampen a lisp because it is blocking airflow.
I think it's it's harder for my tongue to make precise contact with the roof of my mouth.
Interesting.
Where my tongue would normally hit the retainers there, maybe. This is not interesting content for anybody listening.
It might be for people who are like, what in the world is going on with Maggie's voice in this episode?
Her voice has sounded real weird since August.
Or that, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm sure people are listening that closely. Anyway.
We also rescued a little girl. Lost little girl.
Gosh. Yeah, departed. What's the word when you leave a boat? Disembarked.
Yep.
Okay, we disembarked from the boat and we're, left the boardwalk and we're walking towards, back towards the shops and the cars. And there's a little 2-year-old girl just by herself. So
she was reunited.
Yeah. We all had to stand there, and I think Travis was trying to ask her okay, what's your mommy's name? And I think she answered.
We were with her for 30 seconds.
Yeah, it wasn't long, but there was yelling involved. I yelled.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing?
There was yelling, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just yelled we have a little girl here with no adult who's missing a little girl. And I don't know, a minute later, adults showed up, and hopefully they were the right adults.
Yeah,
the little girl didn't
I was watching her face.
She seemed like she knew the adults. So...
Yep.
So that's good. But, look at us. Just a couple of heroes. Just doing my job, ma'am.
It's a whole family of heroes. We're all involved.
True.
It's a group task.
It's a group of 11 of us or something.
Good times.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. What
Merry
else?
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Is that it?
Sure.
I don't know what else to say. Fireworks.
Yeah, whatever.
Darius was not afraid of the boat.
Are we still going?
Maybe just to add a little flair. Last year... we did not go on the cruise, but we did go on a walk on the boardwalk with some friends, this same time of year, and saw the Christmas lights on the boardwalk. And Darius was not a fan of that last year. He was very freaked out by the water, and it's dark and it's cold. So I think there's that extra fear of what if I fall in? And, in general, he was less comfortable with water last year anyway. So this year, when we told him a week ago or so, hey, we're going to be going on the cruise with Nana and Papa and your cousins. It's going to be so much fun. He's he's also poor timing in that he's been learning about the Titanic the last couple weeks, and watched a documentary at my parents' house about the, what's that boat that sank in one of the Great Lakes?
I don't know.
There's a song about it. Why can't I think of it?
There's a song about it.
Yeah, there's a song about it. My dad wouldn't stop playing it.
He's still playing it now.
Legend has it. Has not stopped playing it since Black Friday. It was the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Oh, right. Yes,
the Edmund Fitzgerald, and then another boat that also had a similar sinking sort of situation. Anyway, so Darius has learned a bit about sunken boats recently, and then we're like, hey, buddy, we're going on a boat. And he's like, is this a good idea? And we're like, it's a great idea. Don't worry. It's very safe. None of these boats have ever sank. We will never take you on a boat that's not safe. Even if something happened, we're walking him through every scenario. Don't worry. You'll be super safe. And he's kind of like, I don't know. So, towards the end, he seemed like he was having a great time on the cruise. And then at the end of it, I was like, well, buddy, what did you think? How did you feel on this boat? And he went on for 5 minutes about I was not scared at all. 0%. Not at all. Not even a little bit. He basically said that he was not scared at all.
Just not quite
15 different ways.
Yeah, not quite true.
Really?
Yeah, when I took him up to the upper deck, he did not like going up the stairs. He didn't even want to go out on the side by the railing.
Okay.
But,
yeah,
he
Torrin didn't like the railing.
He warmed up to it.
Okay.
Torrin, I think, had good reason. You were carrying him.
I was carrying him. Yeah.
It's not the safest, considering the flailing that Torrin sometimes does.
He's a bit of a flailer.
Yeah. I wasn't necessarily 100% comfortable with that.
I was okay with getting away from the railing as well for that reason and every reason.
Yeah, sure.
Whatever. The railing's wet. I don't need to be there.
All right. Well, then we ended the evening by the boys running around in the shops.
Running out of energy.
All the shops were actually closed, but somehow the building itself was still open. I don't quite understand why it was open, but it was all open. And so they just ran around and had a little tag with their cousins. And
true perfection. You've got little kids that need to run out of energy.
Yep.
And then, it was an hour past bedtime by the time we left Coeur d'Alene last night to come back to Moscow. And they didn't really sleep in the car as much as I expected.
Oh, Torrin fell asleep pretty early.
No. He was he was waking up a couple towns over and was like, why are there lights shining in my eyes?
He did wake up in the middle. Yeah. He was upset about that.
I think they were definitely both asleep by the time we got home, but
yeah, Darius didn't fall asleep for quite a while.
Yeah. I just expected them to be out, immediately, and it was a slower process, but it was fine.
Yep.
Slept in this morning, so a good time was had by all.